So we start with the second part of the comprehension of an alien hand. So in the first part we had seen, and I hope you have seen the video, that Tilu and his father and his mother, they all live in a planet underneath, inside the planet. They live underneath because the situation, the conditions are not apt for them to live above. And there is, the sun has become very hostile, and that had made the situation even worse. So, and Tilu is a very curious boy. He is inquisitive to know that what is above, what is on the surface of the planet. So he planned to, take his, when one day his father was having a nap in the afternoon, so he very, quietly went into his, father, went near to his father, took off the key, and started walking in the forbidden passage that was forbidden for everybody. Only a few people who were allowed can go. So he was caught in halfway, and he was walked to his father back to his house, and he was sick. His mother was very anxious, very panicky. So, but his father was calm, and he told that one day if you study, and one day you can also become one of like me, how I am. So that is how the first comprehension ended. So let's start with the second one. So the big TV screen in the control room show an alien spacecraft. The question whether there is life on the other planets exercised everybody's mind. The president of the Central Committee is about to make an important statement. Next day, when Tilu's father went to work, he found the control room full of excitement. People were crowded around the big TV screen. It showed a dot in an otherwise clear background. It isn't a star, for it's changing its position. Our computer has given a trajectory for this thing. Trajectory means a pathway, that from where it is coming and where it will be going. Is it going to land? The path of the spacecraft. It's heading towards us. The supervisor of the last shift explained. A spacecraft? Tilu's father asked, but now he was joined by his teammates on the new shift. So we think, but it needs a change. So they are not sure is it a space means they are not sure that it's really going to land on their planet or not. So they wanted to keep a close watch on what is going to happen. A spacecraft from where the solar system wasn't known to have any life anywhere except on their planet. Tilu's father recalled the ancient days recorded in the archives at the Central Bureau when their ancestors had a well-developed space program and had searched the solar system with manned and unmanned spacecraft and found that they were indeed alone. So to them, they are alone in the planet. As for us, we have still not found life on any other planet. But that doesn't mean that there is no life. Like similarly for them, they and their ancestors have not found life and till now, but they were surprised that how come there is something like this happening. So now the days are energy shortage and underground life. They had no space program. They could not watch importantly from their vantage point who were these strangers. So from where they were keeping a watch in the big TV screen, they are not sure about what is it, how big is the spacecraft, because they are not close to it. Colleagues, I will give you the report as I have done. The conference room in the Central Bureau was so quiet that an outsider would have thought it was empty. Far from it, it was full of capacity, but the members of the Central Committee were unusually quiet. They knew that the president was going to make a momentous announcement. Colleagues, I have given you the report as I have it. While I speak, there may be a change in the situation. The president paused to get the papers in order and then continued. Two spacecrafts are approaching us. One is in the fact orbiting our planet while the other is still far away. We guess that they are coming from a neighbor planet. How should we reach? Number one, your views please. Number one was in charge of defense. He was known for his courage and wisdom. So now they are discussing about what is going to happen if that will land, and are there any more? So they wanted to know about, so they're asking experts regarding it. So they asked number one, who was a defense expert. So he was known for his wisdom and courage. So if we wish, we can totally destroy these spacecrafts with our missiles. But that won't make us any wiser. We do not know that they have a capacity to render these crafts unoperational in space. But should they had land, we can render them ineffective anytime we choose. So he rather not blow that aircraft, but he wanted to know, wanted to explore what is it. He said that even if it landed, it will not even take a minute for us to destroy it. So let it land, let us know what is it about. Our reports say that they do not contain living beings. They only have instruments. Number two, your opinion please, the president asked the scientist of the committee. I recommend non-interference and passive observation. That means they should not be interfered and let them land and let us see, observe from far away what are they up to, what are they doing. Since we do not know the power of the sender of these spacecrafts and we are still in the dark about their intentions, it is wise not to reveal our existence. Yes, because they don't know that we are here, but we can see them. We don't know how big they are, how powerful they are. They can destroy the whole planet. So let us sit quietly and observe, and let us not reveal ourselves that we are also here in this planet. So they were behaving very wise. If we destroy the spaceships or render them ineffective, we might reveal our existence. The president looked at number three, a social scientist. He rarely agreed with number two, but this was one of those rare occasions when he did. The president, I agree with number two, sir. In fact, I will go so far as to say that we should keep our surface activities to the minimum, thus creating the impression that there is no life on this planet. Yes, they were afraid. They had this somewhere in their mind that it can be dangerous. We may reveal ourselves, and in that situation, we may get killed also, or somebody who is more powerful than us can destroy us also. So before the president could speak, his personal telephone rang. He lifted the receiver and listened quietly for a minute. Colleagues, he announced, the first spacecraft has landed. It was a red letter day in Tilu's life. That day he was waiting for his father had at last taken him to the control room from the forbidden passage. Red letter day means something that can be remembered for a life. From here he could see the alien spacecraft on his TV screen. What a funny looking thing, Daddy. What does it contain, Tilu asked. His father shook his head. Can't say for sure. We are not allowed to observe it. We are only allowed to observe it from far. But we control all its parts and can exercise our power if it is up to any mischief. Yes. So we can become active and we can destroy the spacecraft if they turn out to be anything dangerous to us and our existence. So he pointed to an impressive panel with several colored buttons on it. Tilu looked at them wistfully. He was very curious to look at. There were so many different buttons on the panel, and he was very curious to know what are these buttons for. Look it up something, Daddy. Tilu asked, noted some movement in the spacecraft. Others in the control room saw it too. All eyes were glued on the screen. They wanted to know what is it coming. A mechanical hand was emerging from the spacecraft. It was approaching the surface of the planet. It bent and touched the soil. What was it up to? People crowded towards the screen for a closer look. The telescopic lens of the TV camera zoomed in to the tip of the mechanical hand. Tilu was staring at the control panel and its attractive buttons. So Tilu was still there thinking about those attractive buttons that were there on the panel. An irresistible desire got hold of him to press the most prominent of all buttons, the red one. So as he did the mischief of entering the forbidden passage, wanted to know the inquisitiveness, he was, very inquisitive to know about everything, like how little ones are. They wanted to know, they ask questions, they keep on asking till they get an answer. So same was with Tilu. So he was very inquisitive. Now he was inquisitive to know what is there. If I hit the button, what will happen? So he was going to do something that was forbidden again. He moved. There was a shrill whistle and Tilu found himself the center of attraction. His father pulled him away roughly and restored the red button to neutral position. But the damage was done. Mechanical hand from the spacecraft ceased to work. At the press conference held by NASA, a scientist was briefing the press. Everything had been going on smoothly with the Viking mission. There is a small hitch. The mechanical hand, which was to deck out the Martian soil for examination, has developed a malfunction. We don't know the cause, but our technicians are confident they'll sort it out. And shortly afterwards, there was another press release from NASA. The mechanical hand is working again, thanks to the effort of our technicians. Soil samples are being collected and examined. Soon we will know the answer to the question whether there is life on Mars. Life on Mars. Of all the planets in our solar system, Mars is nearest in location and physical conditions to our Earth. So the scientists behind the Viking missions were hopeful to find life on Mars, but they were in a disappointment. The Viking mission found no sign of life on Mars. So what I just read, the press conference briefing, the first one that the mechanical hand stopped. And why it stopped? Because a Martian, where they were, Tilu was living on Mars, underneath Mars, because the conditions were not suitable on the surface. So, as they said before also that they can do, if there was attacking by or something of the spacecraft will be doing, so they would stop it. So that red button that Tilu hit was about that only. So when Tilu hit the red button, the hands of the Vikings, they were the very first press release that we had read. The Viking mission 1 and 2 had gone to find the life on Mars, collecting the soil samples and all. So one had landed, and because Tilu pressed the button, so because of that button press, the mechanical hand stopped. And as his father removed his hand from the button and restored to it normal, it started working. So that is why in the first conference release briefing, he said that this hand had stopped. And in the second one, he said that it started working and they collected soil samples, but they never found any existence of life on Mars, because these people, the one who were living on the Mars, they never revealed themselves that they are present there. That's why nobody was able to find the Viking mission 1 and 2 They were unable to find any life existence on Mars. So here we come to the end of the chapter, and I hope you have understood the chapter well and read the chapter and find the answers. Thank you.